Mario once again with MIA Microflight, Friday, October 24, 2025. I did an earlier video on these little tiny motors. These I rewound these motors. They were burned, so I brought them back to life. But in the process of doing this, I just could not remember what these motors went by. I mean, they do have a particular size associated with the brand of the motor. Typically, as this one is a race star, for example, BR2211. That gives you that 22 is the stator diameter and height. That's how these are spec. And so, but I remember these went by a different different feature. I just remember the 10 gram. I remember them as 10 gram, 15 gram, and 20 gram. It shows how long I have not been doing this type of thing with at least with motors. So I after realizing that, I went online and I started pulling up the specs on these particular ones, the ones that are on my table here. There's one missing here, which is a much larger than this motor here. This is the motor that I'm a very similar one that I'm rewinding, or that I rewound already, that I used on the Bumblebee submicro helicopters. Basically, this motor here rewound for a certain number of turns and a certain number of wire to use, and that's working out okay. Not the greatest because I'm limited by the how many. I'm limited by the my specification. For the Bumblebee is is to generate 3,000 RPM. But as I said in some other videos, 2 to 4,000 RPM is the speed for a typical radio control RC helicopter. And so to generate that kind of speed with a propeller that's a 13-inch, 14-inch propeller, you need to design the motor for specific kV. Typically, these run with propellers that are 6-inch propellers, and so to use a 13-inch propeller, you got to change the winding. But you can only go so far with these particular motors because this is a 22. This is a 2204, meaning 22 diameter stator by 4 millimeters in height, and this will only generate so much power, with those dimensions. So I have to go to a little larger size in order to hit that sweet spot on my Bumblebee some micro helicopters. But anyway, I did a chart, and this is the chart of these little tiny motors. So you can see here, you can view this, you can ponder on this if you want to know what the specs are on some of these. Mario once again. Stay tuned for more.